Hepatitis C is a contagious liver disease that ranges in severity from a mild illness lasting a few weeks to a serious lifelong illness that attacks the liver. It results from infection with the hepatitis C virus, which is spread primarily through contact with the blood of an infected person. Today, most people become infected with the hepatitis C virus by sharing needles or other equipment to inject drugs. PeaceHealth Southwest and Clark County Public Health are investigating possible exposure to the hepatitis C virus. A former employee of PeaceHealth Southwest is suspected of diverting drugs for personal use.
In February 2014, our caregivers, following our policy, reported that there was a person providing care who was acting unusually, and we needed to follow up and check if there was any substance abuse concerns there. In the course of the follow-up of that investigation, there was some evidence that there might have been drug diversion occurring with that caregiver. We don't know, again, if there actually was drug diversion. Drug diversion would be, for example, a person taking drugs that were intended for a patient for their own personal use.
In certified letters mailed May 19, 936 patients were urged to receive hepatitis C testing at the expense of PeaceHealth Southwest.
936 patients, and those are patients who were in the care of this former employee and who were administered drugs during the course of their care. And so we want to make sure that any patients who were cared for, that we don't believe that there was exposure, but we want to make sure that that's the case.
Temporary patient service centers have been set up in 3 locations to make the testing as convenient as possible. Patients can also be checked by their healthcare provider. Patients are asked to bring the hepatitis C letter received from PeaceHealth Southwest and Public Health and a photo ID to one of the testing locations. Testing location hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and are open 7 days a week until Saturday, June 7. Results of this confidential test will be provided within 7 days. PeaceHealth will pay for the test regardless of where the patient chooses to get tested. The following are the 3 locations: Clark County East, 3200 Southeast 164th Avenue, Suite 101 in Vancouver. Clark County West, 6100 Northeast 4th Plain Boulevard, Vancouver. Clark County, Salmon Creek, 2501 Northeast 134th Street on the 2nd floor, Vancouver, Washington.
Obviously, it's going to take some time to get test results back. We're working really closely with the CDC. If we get test results that show people have infection and we have virus to study, we will actually be working with the CDC lab to do genetic testing on the samples to determine whether there's any connection, potential connection, whether any of those folks have infection in common that could tie this back to being a patient at PeaceHealth Southwest.
As of May 20th, the joint investigation by PeaceHealth Southwest and Public Health is continuing.
I want to thank Dr. Alan Melnick and Clark County Public Health for their work. It's been a joint investigation. I think we've done a lot of work. We've dug deep and worked hard to make sure that any risks that could be identified were, and that any follow-up that needed to happen did.